shadow boxing. In a staggered stance with your hands in front of your face, snap a punch forward with your lead hand. As you pull your hand back, shift your hips to follow with a punch from your back hand. Repeat till the round is over. Engage your abs and obliques to control your torso rotation. Lull your opponent to sleep with a steady punching rhythm. Don't just flail your fists. Pick an imaginary target to help focus your punches. You can increase the tempo as you master the form. Pivot on your toes. Use your hips to help put some power behind your punch. Stay light on your feet here to give your hips plenty of room to move. You are slaying out there. Lift those feet and heart rate with high knees. Stand tall, feet hip-width apart, and your weight in the balls of your feet. One leg at a time, drive your knees up to hip height as you pump your arms. Resist the urge to bend forward. Keep your chest up. Try and keep a steady pace. You don't want to drop into your heels. Think about staying up on your toes. Pumping your arms here will really help you move your legs. Keep breathing. Those high knees need oxygen. Stay light on the balls of your feet. Can you lift your knees a little higher with each step? Looking strong. A low-impact, total body cardio move, star crawl. On all fours, tuck your toes and step forward with one foot, bringing your knee to your elbow as you walk the opposite hand forward. Now repeat with the other hand and foot before running the motion in reverse. Tighten up your core and keep a flat back. It's a natural motion, so don't overthink it. Try and stay low. Keep your shins parallel to the ground. Extend your palms wide with each step. Knee, elbow, hand. Knee, elbow, hand. It's 2 steps forward and 2 steps back. Golden. Muay Thai kicks. Extend your arms forward at head height and then step back with one leg before driving that same knee up towards your chest as you lower your hands to meet your knee. Reset your feet and swap legs for reps. Try and pause at the top if you've got that extra balance. Exhale as you squeeze your abs and raise your knee. Stay balanced and in control. Press that big toe into the floor to help with your standing balance. Squeeze at the top. Drive your knee up into your hands and your hands down into your knee. Really flex those abs as you raise your knee. I want you to shake out those muscles. Stability and strength, plank twists. Starting in a push-up position, rotate your hips, shoulders, and feet to reach one arm towards the sky. Pause before returning to the push-up position and swapping sides. Let your chin follow your chest as it rotates through the move. Don't let momentum get the best of you here. Pause as you reach your arm up towards the sky. To up the challenge, stack your feet as you reach for the sky. Maintain a flat waist as you move into the side plank because your hips are going to want to shoot your butt back. Think about creating a straight line from your chin down to your ankles, and don't let your hips sag. You can keep a small bend in your elbows throughout. Yes, awesome! Bodyweight squats. Stand with your knees just wider than your hips, arms out in front of you. Now push your hips back and bend your knees, dropping into a squat. Pause and then squeeze your glutes and drive your feet into the ground, lifting back up to standing. Pick a spot to focus your gaze to help you keep your head and chest up throughout the motion. Press through your heels. You should be able to wiggle your toes. Think about sitting back into a chair to unlock your hips. As you squat down, keep your knees in line with your feet. Think about pushing your feet outwards as you press back up into standing. Squeeze your glutes on the way up. Imagine someone's going to poke your stomach, so keep your abs flexed throughout the move. Relax your shoulders down the back. You can point your toes directly forward or slightly out, whichever is more comfortable for your knees. Don't let your knees track past your toes. Ideally, your knees should sit just above your ankles. That was great! I want you to hit the slopes, slalom jumps. With your feet together, jump to one side as you lift your knees up as high as you can towards your chest. As soon as you land, jump again to the other side, keeping those knees high, like you're jumping over an invisible bench. This one's tough, but you get out what you put in. Try and keep those feet together, landing and lifting at the same time. Try and stay on your toes throughout this movement. Your calves will feel the burn. Lighten the load on your knees by staying on your toes. Try and land in the same spot on each side of the jump. This one takes some core strength to lift those knees high. This tough work is going to pay off. All right, pushing you to the top with mountain climbers. In a push-up position, pull one knee towards your chest, keeping your toes lifted and your hips down. And then quickly extend that leg as you bring your other knee forward, repeating for reps. Big breaths in, big breaths out. Your core is the key, so keep your abs squeezed tight. Keep most of your weight in your hands and let your legs move freely. Resist the temptation to swing your knees. Stay in control. Drive your legs like pistons, keeping a steady rhythm. Remember to keep your arm joints stacked. You are a beast! Pike presses. From a pike position with your hips lifted high, keep your torso and legs rigid, then bend at the elbows and lower the top of your head towards the floor. Pause at the bottom, and then straighten your arms to lift back up. You can bend your knees slightly if you have tight hamstrings. Keeping that inverted V helps you to focus on the lift of your shoulders. The more you flatten, the greater impact on your chest. It seems simple, but there's a lot going on in this exercise. It's an under-the-radar total body move. Use your core to help keep your hips lifted. Use the whole of your hand to support your weight. Spread your fingers wide. Inhale as you lower down and exhale as you push back up. Think about lowering the top of your head to the floor. Keep those elbows steady. Try to not let them flare in and out. Great job. Now shake it out. We've got lunges. Here we go. From standing, take a large step forward with one foot, ending in a split stance with your knees bent 90 degrees. Now push your front foot into the ground to lift back up to standing. Then repeat with the other leg. If you have too much weight in your back leg, it can cause pain in your back knee. Exhale as you press through your heel. A steady rhythm will help you keep moving. Don't let that front knee come past your toes. Keep your front knee from falling inwards to your big toe. Keep your chin up and your shoulders square. Step straight forward and straight back. Good job. These will work your whole body. You know what's coming. Burpees. Stand tall, then set your hands and kick your feet back to drop into a push-up. As you push yourself back up, hop your feet forward so that you're crouched, and then jump into the air, hands high. Land and begin that move again. Try and kick both legs out at once as you move back into the plank. Don't forget to breathe. Stack your shoulders over your elbows, over your wrists as you set your hands on the ground. Get the technique first and then pick up the pace. This one can feel overwhelming at first, so break it down into each movement until you get the hang of it. Try to keep the same pace through all of your reps. When you jump into that plank, keep your abs held in tight so your back doesn't arch. Push through all 10 fingers. . Keep your hips in line during the plank and push-up. Not too high, not lower to the ground. Looking strong. High knees. Resist the urge to bend forward. Keep your chest up. Keep breathing. Those high knees need oxygen. Pumping your arms here will really help you move your legs. Try and keep a steady pace. Can you lift your knees a little higher with each step? Stay light on the balls of your feet. You don't want to drop into your heels. Think about staying up on your toes. All that effort's going to pay off. A great total body move. Dive bombers. From a pike, lead with your shoulders to lower your chest towards the floor and then forward through your forearms so that your back is arched and your arms are straight. Reverse the motion and lift your hips to return to that starting pike. You can break this move down into its individual parts until you get a good flow going. Really press into your palms as you engage your core and lift your hips to reverse the motion. Lead with the top of your head with your weight on your shoulders and triceps while on the way down, and then shift that contraction to your chest as you lift your head forward and up. Really flex your abs to help you get into and out of that pike position. Keep your body fluid like a roller coaster riding the rails. Keep those palms flat and wide with your fingers outstretched to help support your weight. Feel like you're getting stronger? You should be. 3-point jump lunges. In a split stance with your front knee bent above your ankle, use the opposite hand on the ground for balance. Now drive through the front foot, jumping to swap leg positions. Set your other hand and repeat for reps. A strong flexed core will help control your body position. This is an explosive movement. You will feel this in your lungs and your legs. Lift off like a rocket. Try to jump straight up and down, landing in the same place each time. As you get comfortable with this movement, try to get more height out of each rep. That was great! Fast feet in a squat. With your feet shoulder-width apart, knees bent slightly, sprint in place while in this athletic stance, but only lift your feet a couple of inches from the ground. Let your arms swing naturally as your feet move quickly. This is an all-out exercise, so keep it moving. Trying to match your arm speed to your legs is only going to slow you down. No up and down on this one. Keep the hips in place. Keep your arms still or let them swing slowly. Can you drop those hips down another inch or two? Keep those heels off the ground and your feet moving. Stay low, keep your hips dropped, but resist the urge to bend your torso forward. You slayed that move. Skipping scissor kicks. With your feet together, weight on your toes, hop into the air and bring one foot forward and the other back behind you. Once you land, hop again and swap feet. You should feel this in your calves, quads, and glutes. Your legs will be relatively straight, but you don't want to lock out your knees. Stay up on those toes. Pumping your arms can help you move your feet. Keep yourself in a steady rhythm. That was incredible. Next up, inchworm planks. From a strong push-up position, keep your arms straight and walk your hands out overhead as far as you can. Once you've hit your limit, walk your hands back under your shoulders. Make small, deliberate movements. Flex those abs, yes, but don't forget to breathe. Keep your core engaged. Flex those abs. Steady your hips. Don't let them rise and fall as you move your hands. You can bend your knees just slightly if your hamstrings are tight. That was awesome! Step-ups. Lift and set your foot completely on the bench, and then shift your weight and press into that foot to lift yourself to stand with both feet on the bench. Step back down and then repeat on the other leg. To challenge your stability, keep your second foot in the air as you lift your body up to stand on the bench. Lowering down is just as important as stepping up, so take your time with this part of the movement. You're working your glutes, quads, hamstrings, and calves with this one simple exercise. Place your whole foot on the step. Don't let your heel hang off the back. Try not to hop down. Plant your foot as you step off the bench. Control the movement. Don't rely on momentum to get you to the top. Stand up straight and balanced at the top. Fire those glutes, quads, hamstrings, and calves. Hey, you kicked butt on that move. Up downs. In an athletic stance with your knees slightly bent, chop your feet quickly and then instantly drop down into a push-up. As you push up from the floor, power yourself back up to standing, chopping your feet once again. Everything happens fast in this exercise. This one might look familiar to any former football players. You're dropping into a low push-up, so use those push-up muscles, chest, tricep, core, and glutes to help soften the way down. Now push yourself back up as quickly as you drop down. As you drop down, spread your fingers and your palms out wide to catch your body weight. This is all about reaction, so stay ready to move. It's easy to let your abs relax, but a tight core will help you keep your body in place. Shake it off. Skipping strong, power skips. Standing with your feet hip distance apart, arms at your sides, push off your foot as you drive your arm to the sky and the opposite knee up towards your chest. Land softly, and then repeat the motion on the other side to complete the rep. Keep those arms pumping in time with your jumps. See if you can land softly on the balls of your feet. We're looking for a tall spine and a proud chest on this one. Try and land in the same spot each time. Find your rhythm and then increase your pace. Pretend there's a string tied from your elbow to your opposite knee. Keep 'em moving at the same pace. Powerfully jump up with each skip. Try to increase your elevation on every rep. All that effort's going to pay off.